Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Darren. Hope you're all well and having a good stitchy week. Mine's going well so far. I'm having a good week. So as you can see today, we're going to be working on Stanley Morrison's Blackberry Dragon from Pain Free Crafts. And this is where we're starting from. So we'll see what we can get done. I did get my needle ready somewhere. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I can get you in. I may have to zoom you in and out a little bit today. I don't know. We'll see how we go. And hopefully my finger won't get in the way too much. So yeah, I'm having a fun stitchy week this week. Great. So obviously, no work update because I haven't been to work. Oh, actually, there is some work update from what Shane's told me. So today's Tuesday. So yesterday I had to phone up work to find out if they had any light duties for me to do in order for me to go back to work. And phoned up, and it was the boss who does all the hiring and firing. He answered the phone. So I just when he answered, I went, "Hey, it's Darren." He went, "It's who?" I went, "Darren." And you could see, telling his voice, he didn't know who the heck it was. And it was like, "Okay." He says, "How are you?" I went, "All right." And then I was like, "Yeah." I said, I'm finding out to see if there's any kind of like light duties I can do to come back to work. And then he clicked which one it was. It's like, how many English people do you know who work with you? Well, then again, how many English people do you know called Darren would give you a ring? So yeah, and he was like, so I told him, obviously I'm in a splint, a lovely splint, so I can't bend my finger, and obviously it's going to get in the way depending on what I'm doing. He says, well, obviously, he says, you can't work on a saw. I was like, well, no. I says, what about stacking? He said, would you be able to just stack the wood out? I says, well, again, it depends, because I've got to get the wood off the saw first. I said, depend on what length the wood is. He went, good point. He says, probably not then. He says, I don't think we've got any work in the office for you that you can do. He went, leave it with me, I'll get back to you by end of week. Well, okay then. But I asked the HR lady when I sent the form through, and she says, oh, you need to speak to that boss. And he said, oh, HR lady's not in yet. He says, but when she comes in, I'll have a word with her and see what she recommends. And it's like, and she said I had to speak to you anyway. Yeah, don't know what they're doing. So far as it looks, I might be off for the full 6 weeks, which is good news for my stitching, bad news for my insanity. So we've got there's 2 guys who normally do the sorting of the wood on my saw, because they've run out of wood and are waiting for delivery to come. And apparently they were moaning that I should have gone off before, instead of waiting 2 weeks before getting my finger seen to. And it's like, and I was like, well, it makes no difference when I went to get my finger seen to. Been signed off for 6 weeks, so whether it'd been 2 weeks ago when I did it, or whether it would have been when I went to the doctors, I still would have been off for 6 weeks, so they still would have been on my saw, no matter what. But yeah, they were moaning because we're on my saw. And if you remember, I mentioned about the young lad. I've got to count, hang on. So yeah, so there was the 2 lads. One was the young lad who was working with me, and his, well, I'm just going to call it his brother-in-law, his sister's boyfriend. And they kept, when one had the day off, the other one had to have the day off at the same time. Well, the young one had to have the day off if the other one did. Well, I can't remember if I mentioned it. Last week, they both went home early for some reason at lunchtime. No one knows why. Oh yeah, it must have been last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, they both went home early. No idea why. And then, or was it Wednesday? One of them. Anyway, one of the days. They both went home early. No, never told anybody why they were leaving. They just left. Well, we had the long weekend, as I mentioned. Work was shutting for Thursday and Friday. Come Monday, two of them didn't turn up for work. Surprise, surprise. Now, when I phoned the boss up, he didn't seem in a very good mood, as it was. So obviously found out that the other two weren't there. So anyway, Shane phoned me up at lunchtime to tell me that the boss had phoned up the guys to find out where they were. And the brother-in-law was dealing with his mum at hospital or something like that. So I don't know what was going off that part. And the young lad just didn't want to come in because he wasn't coming in. Well, on last week when they were both off, when they came back the next day, the main boss had to go with the young lad. He says, just because he has a day off, it doesn't mean you have to take a day off. He says, this is getting ridiculous that both of you are always taking the same day off. He says, I don't want it to keep happening. And obviously it happened again on Monday. So then when Shane phoned me up, he told me that the boss who I spoke to, obviously because he wasn't in a good mood, phoned the young lad up and sacked him. Because since we've been back, I mean, it's only been 4 weeks. I think out of that 4 weeks, he must have had about 7 days off, maybe a week's worth of work off. So, yeah, he got rid of him. Which is good, because he was useless anyway. And then he had a word with the other one, because I think I mentioned before, the other one used to disappear at break times and come back like 15-20 minutes after break finished and just stroll in and just carry on with work. Never used to clock out or anything like that. So he's had a word with him about that as well. So, but the other lad, he's only about leaving soon anyway. He used to drive trucks for a living, and then he got done for drink driving. He was 6 times over the limit. So he lost his license for a year. But then he has to have a breathalyzer put in his car. So he has to use that every time he wants to start the car. So every vehicle he drives has to have one of those in. Although he doesn't, he drives his mum's car. That doesn't have one in, he drives his friend's car. So the main reason he drives those is because he's had too much to drink the night before, and he knows he won't pass the breathalyzer. But the breathalyzer doesn't work very well anyway, because this lad's an alcoholic. He gets absolutely drunk every single night, and in the morning the breathalyzer says he's got no alcohol in his system. And it's like, how does that work then? So he's not complained about that one for some reason. I wonder why. But anyway, he gets this machine taken out of his car February. So he's going to be looking for truck driving jobs again. Whether anyone will employ him for driving trucks, knowing that he's got a drink driving ban, who knows? But he says he's going to start looking, see what he can find. So he probably won't be there much longer anyway. So with him sacking the young lad, the boss come out and asked if anybody knew anyone who wanted a job. And the other lad, well, I may have mentioned before, the one who used to just turn up and go whenever he wanted to, and he's always late, and yeah, he said he's got a friend. So his friend's meant to be starting work. And I went, well, if he's as reliable as the other lad who was working there, I says, it's going to be a fun time, because they're probably going to be always on sick. But apparently he got sacked from his other job for trying too hard. I said, how can you get sacked for trying too hard? I went, so in other words, he got sacked because he's a time waster. And he was absolutely rubbish at his job. But yeah, he got sacked for trying too hard, apparently. So we'll see what this one's like. I'm a funny feeling he probably won't last long. So Shane didn't know when this new one was starting, so it could be this week, could be next week, who knows. I've just gone over 2 stitches there. Making a mess of this one. Come here. I need to try and get that one out. Oh, of course I've gone through the thread. Of course I would have. Yeah, I've gone over 2. I don't know, I'm going to get this out. Well, cutting it. I don't want to cut it. Excuse my phone. I think I'm going to have to cut this. I will pause and I will be back in a minute. Okay, sorted. Let's see if we can not do that again. Yep, fixed. Excuse me. So yeah, so now we're gonna. I've got to wait until I go back to work till I see who this new person is and what he's like. But if he's a friend of the other ones, I'm assuming he's going to be just like the others. But we will see. And then the lad whose friend it is, I think I mentioned last time, he said he wanted to try and get full time. Well, he asked the boss who does the hiring, firing, etc. last week, and he says, give me a week to think about it. So I asked him again this week, and he says, give me another week to think about it. And I was like, he's a fool if he gives him full time, because I know for a fact if he gives him full time, he's going to go straight on to sick. Because that's what he did last time. Last time he came in every single day on time when he first started, because he had a warning. He did 3 months work, got given full time. The day after he got given full time, he went on sick. And then he just started turning up whenever he wanted to. So then he got reduced back down to casual, and now he's trying to get back onto full time again. So yeah, the boss is like, nah, give me another week to think about it. So I think he's trying to see if he's going to keep turning up on time. Now, one of the saws, we have a thing called a tiger stop. Now, this goes to the length of the wood that you want, and then you push the wood up to it to keep it in place. So it's like measurements. Well, one of the saws broke theirs, so it got sent away to get replaced, well, repaired. Don't think that one's coming back. And someone mentioned it to the boss. I was like, yeah, I don't think that's coming back. He says, and I can't afford to sort anything out at the moment. And I said, I've got a saw that I've got to pay for and some other stuff. So I don't know if this saw that he's got to pay for, with the price they mentioned, is my new saw. I'm hoping so. So I'll find out when I get back to work. Well, if it ever turns up anyway. So yeah, so maybe my saw, or it could just be for the saw that he's already just had upgraded. Who knows? So over here, you can set up a post office account thing. So any post, so I suppose it's kind of like a PO box, but it's not a PO box. It goes to a locker, so you can get any like parcels and that delivered to a locker instead of to your home address. So if you're not going to be in, you know it's going to be safe. Well, I ordered my splints that I need, and I got it gone from Amazon, and they're going to to the post office locker. Well, they're ready to be picked up. I don't have a car. Shane's got the car. So I says to Shane, I says, you're going to have to pick them up. This was last night. I said, they should be delivered today. I said, so you're going to have to pick them up on your way home from work. He says, why didn't you just get them sent to the home address? I went, yeah, because I didn't think about that at the time I ordered them. Even though I knew I was going to be off for the week, I just got them sent automatically to the locker, post office locker. So yeah, so they're now there waiting to be picked up. So I've got to wait till Shane finishes work, and hopefully they're a lot more comfortable than this one and not as bulky. I think they're only about half the size as the one I've got on now, and made of plastic instead of out of metal. So hopefully it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Because yeah, it is a pain having the metal ones, especially being bulky as well. I catch it on everything. Luckily it doesn't hurt my finger. I just like knock into everything, or it gets caught around stuff. Just flip it over. The back of this one looks pretty neat to start so far, but then again I haven't got that many colours in it, so I apologise as well if at any point through this video you hear a bang or anything. We're meant to be getting some storms, so if there are any interruptions with thunder, I'll either try and cut them out, or I will pre-warn you in the video. So yeah, so we're meant to be getting a storm or two today, and then a heat wave starting from, well, it's meant to be the weather's warming up, and then the heat wave starts as from Friday, I think. So we get up to, well, we're going to be getting up to 37 degrees Celsius. So if I'm right, that works out at about 106 Fahrenheit. So we're going to be at that for a couple of days, and then it cools down again. So I think it's going to be 37 for 2, maybe 3 days, and then it comes down to 33, and then it drops into the 20s. So I can't wait till it drops into the 20s. That's going to be great. It's only going to be like 29, but it's still going to be in the 20s. The only downside is the night times are not getting any colder. So the night times at the moment have been around about 23, 24 at night. So it's really hot at night time and muggy, especially with the humidity is quite high over here at the moment. So yeah, so it's really muggy. which is the worst kind of sleeping weather. It's horrible. So, got myself another hobby. I don't know if you've heard me mention before, I used to do crocheting. I'm not very good at it. I only do like a blanket. I've only done it, well, started one project. I thought I brought it over with me, but I obviously left it in the UK. And I couldn't find it when I was over there, so I don't know what's happened to it. But I started doing you call them granny blanket. So when I come back over, I brought over some crochet hooks because I had some of them. And I just bought a ball of wool just to get back into the swing of it again. Now, my mum always started them off for me, so I didn't know how to start them up. So I was watching videos on how to do it. And you know what it's like when you're doing something, it's like, well, I can't remember doing it like that. And I was struggling with it, and I was like, this is well, I did it again. My phone's gone off. I was like, this is ridiculous. I definitely didn't do it like this. I never used to stop. I just used to continue going round. And I've had Sarah from Pay Free Crafts helping me. Judy, Kiwi in Aussie in the Kiwi world. She's been helping me. Nicole, North Island Stitcher, giving me tips and tricks and what to do. And I was like, well, I'm kind of getting it, but I'm not getting it. I was doing it and I was like, well, it's still not how I used to do it. I'm pretty sure it's not how I used to do it. Well, today I went Googling, well, YouTubing, and I actually found a video of the one that I used to do. So instead of just doing the normal granny square, I do the never-ending granny square, I think it's called, or the infinity granny square blanket. And that was the one when I was watching the person doing it, I was like, that's what I used to do. So now I know which one it is. So I'm gonna have a little practice on that one at some point, and then if I can get the hang of it again, then I'll go out and buy a couple of balls of wool and start that. Then there was another one that Tia from Calm Creations was doing, and that one looked like a cool blanket, so I want to start that one as well. But they're just going to be evenings after I finish stitching project while I'm watching YouTube or something like that. So yeah, I'm not branching out into doing animals and teddy bears and stuff like that. I just stick with a granny square blanket for now, and the other one, I can't remember what it's called. Let's see how we go with those. It's just so we've got some blankets for winter time. I mean, we've got the quilt and stuff like that, but it's like something for like on the sofa or something like that. Yes, I know I've got the throws on the sofa, but that's to stop the cats from digging the sofa up. So I'm hoping to get 2 Stitch With Me's done this week. Hoping. If I can find enough things to talk about. I've got a couple of questions which I'm going to save for the next one I do. So I'm hoping to get this one up later on today, and then do another one maybe Thursday. Possibly Thursday. Oh, I was meant to be babysitting this weekend, this Saturday. I mentioned before that Shane's sister and his niece were going to get tattoos. Well, they were originally going at 10 o'clock in the morning, I think their appointment was for. And that's been changed. So they're now got to be there for 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, great. So they're actually taking the little one with them, so I don't have to babysit. So it's a bit too early to be punishing me with babysitting at that time, especially when the niece is really, really loud first thing in the morning. Well, from soon as she wakes up till she goes to bed, she's really, really loud. So, yeah, so I don't have to do that. So they said, depending on how the tattoos are being done, if they're both being done at the same time or if it's just one at a time, then Shane's going with them anyway. So they said, like, if it's one at a time, then they'll just go over and get something from McDonald's for breakfast or something. If it's both at the same time, then Shane will just take the niece over to McDonald's and get something while he's waiting. So Shane's already picked out what he wants. He's having pancakes, apparently. So you haven't even got there yet. So the good news of that is I can still do my update video on Saturday, because I won't have to worry about people hanging around. So I ordered something last week, Wednesday last week, and it says it will be delivered within 3 to 7 days, business days. And I thought, alright, fair enough. Now, I thought, well, nothing will probably get done on Thursday because it's Australia Day, so it's a public holiday over here. So I thought most places will probably not be open on that anyway, or if they are, they'll not be dealing with certain things. So I ordered it Wednesday, so I thought, well, I should get an update from them by Friday to confirm the order and all this stuff. Yeah, Sunday I got a confirmation that my order was ready to be shipped. I was like, okay, that took a bit longer than I thought it would do. So I've had a confirmation that my order is ready to be shipped. It's just waiting on the courier to come pick it up. I was like, sweet. So I should have that. If it's coming by courier, they should pick it up Monday. I should have it Monday. So I kept checking the updates. Oh, still waiting for the courier. Checked it today. Still waiting for the courier. And it's like, this courier system must be really crap. It's been waiting for them to be picked up for 2 days now, and it's still there. I was like, alright then. If I'd known that, I'd have just gone and picked it up myself for the weekend. Or even this weekend. But I didn't think it would take as long as it has done to be shipped. And the thing is, it's only coming from the next town down, so it's not like it's far. It will literally take, well, I think it takes about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes to get to my house from that shop. So it's like, it's not far, it's not going to take you long. Just get one of your staff to drop it off on the way home. So I've just got to wait for that now. Oh, the sun's finally coming out, yay. And it's also looking pretty black over the other side, so I've got a mixture. Now, you can't even see what I'm stitching. There we go. So I'm now waiting for this parcel to turn up. And then yesterday afternoon, I just got this random message. Your doctor has informed us that you are going through, well, you've had an injury through work. And it was from workplace compensation or something like that, work cover. And I said, are you wanting to make a claim? If you are, reply yes. If you're not, reply no. If you are, then we will contact your work to let them know that you're making a claim. This is just so that if I have any expenses or anything like that, it gets paid for, it being a work injury. So they're phoning me in the next couple of days, he says. But if I remember rightly, last time I went through these, which was when I had my concussion, it took them like a week and a half before they phoned me up. So we'll see how quickly they phone up this time. If I don't want to make a claim, of course I want to make a claim. I want to make sure I get paid right, and I'm not having any out-of-pocket expenses when it was done at work. Surprised the main boss hasn't said anything to Shane yet. The main boss always takes mess out. If somebody's off for an injury or anything like that, he always takes mess out of them. Is that what you need time off for? It's only a little splinter or something like that. Like the lad who had the splinter through his finger. It was only a little splinter. What are you taking time off for? You can cope with that. It was a big splinter. It's like when I was off for the concussion, I come back to work, he says, come here, he says, I'll show you what a proper concussion's like, and he picked up a piece of wood. I was like, no, you're all good. That one I was bad enough, thank you very much. He's an alright boss sometimes, except when he's in a mood. I've got no funny stories to tell you about Shane this time. There was no spiders. A lot of you kept saying you all googled what a huntsman spider was and then you wish you hadn't done. Yeah, they're big buggers. They really are. Well, I got the fright of my life the other day. I went out the back door. What did I go out the back door for? Oh, that was it. It was Saturday after I washed my Tiger of the Heavens. Went out the back door to bring it in, or to check if it was dry, because I put it on the line. And as I opened this door, something just dropped on me. I pooped my pants. Let's put it that way. It was a bloody gecko. I don't know why. It was on top of the door on the outside. So as I've opened it, he's obviously lost his balance and just dropped on me. Then it dropped on my shoulder and then started running down my arm. And obviously that made me jump, wondering what the hell it was. And then he jumped off me, back onto the door, then ran up the wall. I was like, bloody gecko. Anyway, last night, the storm clouds and that were coming over. So it was like, the next door neighbour put their car away. So it's like, but if they're putting their car away, there must be something coming. Because we're normally first to put it away and everyone normally copies us. So it's like, right, put the car away. And bugger me, got to the back door, this bloody gecko on the top of the door again. It's like, really? So yeah, so he got me twice. And then this morning, I was up at 4:30. So Shane's alarm went off and I woke up wide awake. And I was like, what the heck? So I got up anyway. So yeah, 4:30 I was up. And I sat out back, having my coffee. And I was like, someone's crawling on me. Anyway, looked down, there was what I thought was a fly. And I flicked that off. I just happened to look on the floor, and the floor was literally crawling. It's like, what the hell? So I went back inside, and the cooker was actually crawling with all these flying insects. So what it was, is when I turned the light on in the kitchen, so obviously attracted all these bugs in. And then opened the back door for the cats and that. And it was termites. So obviously it's the termite breeding season. So they always do their flights at night time. So there were hundreds and hundreds of flying termites. So needless to say, I got the fly spray out and sprayed them all. There's now hundreds and hundreds of dead termites in my bin. After I picked them all up off the kitchen floor and off the cooker top, and it was ridiculous how many there were. I've never seen so many. But yeah, they just came from nowhere. All these bloody termites. So, needless to say, they're all dead. Shane didn't even see him. Blind as a bat, I tell you. Mind you, I don't know if he had his glasses on, so that might be why. If he didn't have his glasses on first thing in the morning, that's why I didn't see anything. So this one has been done on 28 count easy guide. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross, as you can tell. I didn't know if you could tell what size it was. I'm loving how the face is turning out. So depending on if I get to have the full 6 weeks off, it might be one of my challenges to try and get his face finished. Because it looks cute. Mind you, I've still got all my other projects to work on yet, but I don't think I've got that many left out of mid-23 to work on. I still haven't decided if I should substitute Tiger of the Heavens in. Well, because I finished Tiger of the Heavens, whether to substitute another one in or concentrate on getting work done on the other ones and get them closer to a finish. I haven't decided yet what I'm doing on that one. I can't make my mind up. It's like, it'd be good to see some good progress on some of the other projects. It'd also be good to substitute in maybe some others that are nearly finished and work towards finishing them. So I don't know. I know originally I said I was going to do like for every 2 I finish I'll bring one in, but I still don't know. The joys of being indecisive. What do you guys reckon? Do you reckon I should sub something in place of Tiger of the Heavens? Or should I just continue working on and seeing how much work I can get on the projects? Because obviously with me having 6 weeks off, I should be able to get a fair bit of progress into some of them. Well, I'm hoping I can anyway. Am I still in view? Just. Do these bits and then I'll switch colour out. Because I haven't started working downwards yet, so let's So these little parts. Couple of ninja stitches around. I spoke to my brother. Well, he messaged me earlier on, and I was looking at, as I mentioned before, they were getting the hallways and landings done at home, painted. They're all done. So he's only about looking at getting the carpet sorted out. And I was like, okay. He says, well, my elder brother needs to fix the floorboards first. He went, oh yeah, he's on with it. And I was like, okay. So with my elder brother, if he's on with it, it means it's going to get done in about 6 years. But apparently he's on with it. But we've got a friend of the family's coming over at the end of February. The 27th, I think it was, coming over for a wedding. So they're stopping at mine over there. And my brother's trying to get the carpet done on the stairs, ready for when she gets here. I was like, well, you've got 3 weeks. So he's going to hopefully get it measured this week. And then he's got 3 weeks to pick a carpet and then get it installed. I was like, well, that's going to be fun for you. And then obviously nag my brother to fix the floor before the carpet comes. And then it's meant to be getting some new doors. Apologies again. Meant to be getting some new doors put on upstairs. Because the doors we've got on there, they've been there forever. You can't even see where I am, so I'm going to do this stitch and then park this one and pick another colour. So yeah, those doors have been on forever. So we're getting some new doors. Again, my elder brother's dealing with that one. So who knows when that will get done again. Time will tell. He does a good job when he does stuff, my brother. It's just getting him to do stuff. Right. Let's pick a colour that's more central or something, I think. And go this one. And I don't think I've had that colour yet. Nope. Yeah, not what I want. That's the one. Alright, so just give me a moment again, if you will, guys, while I just get this prepped and ready. Okay, we're back. So one of the reasons my phone was pinging was Karen, lovely Karen Neilwood, was messaging me to tell me that there was a scammer in my Facebook group. There seems to be a lot of these going around. Karen's been dealing with a few as well. And keep joining people's Facebook groups and then creating an event to say looking for staff and get paid $200 and something a day and all this lot. So yeah. Karen also told me as well, if you do get a message, if you ever comment on someone's Facebook and you get a message saying that you've won a prize, that's also a scam. So if they give you any links or anything like that to click on, do not click on any. So just be aware, just in case there are any comments on any of mine or on anybody's, unless they are actually doing a giveaway, they won't just randomly say that you've won a prize. So if you do get anything like that, just be careful, because they'll be trying to get your details and all that lot. So just so that you are aware. One good thing with this community, everyone seems to look after each other. It's like Karen said, obviously they've got nothing better to do with their time than go around and try and scam people out of stuff and ruin what is normally perfectly good groups by sticking all these stupid events in. So I know in my group, the guys in there are really good. 9 out of 10, if someone posts one of these stupid events, there's not 9 out of 10. There's somebody on there straight away messaging me saying someone's created another event in your group, so I can go in and take them down and kick them out of the group. And so I'm assuming it'd probably be like that in most people's Facebook groups as well. So yeah, I've deleted maybe about 10 or so in the last couple of days. And Karen says she's been kicking a fair few out as well. It's getting ridiculous. Well, obviously you report them to Facebook, and Facebook don't do anything anyway. It just goes to an automated robot that says we see no violation. And then you've got to complain again for them to then look into it. And by then the person's changed the names and created 16 different accounts and tried again on other people's Facebook accounts. Tell you, there won't be half as many people being scammed if we didn't have the internet. The internet's got a lot to blame for. Before then it was just postal ones. Get a letter in the door, we need your help, we're raising money. Yeah, whatever. It's like they always say, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Warming up here, so it's starting to get really muggy, so I have a funny feeling the storms are definitely coming in. Check the temperature a minute ago, we're at 30 degrees, so what's that, 92 Fahrenheit, so it's warming up. And it makes me laugh on the weather apps. You get those and it says, yeah, you are predicted to get 2 mil of rain in the next 24 hours. Yesterday we were meant to get 2 mil of rain. We ended up with 26. The same as last time. They said that we was only going to get a couple of mils, and we got loads more than what we should have. But apparently after this heat wave part has passed, we're meant to be getting a lot of rain and storms, because it is cyclone season over here. So it's obviously ramping up. Normally around about February, March, we normally get a lot of rain anyway. Because normally me and Shane will at some point get flooded in, so he can't go to work. That's happened a couple of times. And then you get some of the lads at work going, well, you moved out to where you are. I was like, we moved out to where we are because it was the only place we could get somewhere to live. And it's cheaper. It's said on the news, last night that anyone looking for a house over here is going to find it even harder now for renting, because the Chinese government have stopped all online learning or something. So all the international students are now booking flights to come back over to Australia. So they're all going to be looking for rentals. So with that and everyone moving up from down south, there's going to be nowhere to live soon. So I think me and Shane's going to have to start getting some money saved so we can put a deposit down for the house, buy his own, and then we don't have to worry about the rental market. Well, that's going to be a while. Shane looked the other day just to see what kind of deposit you need, and because the housing market is, and the interest rate, well, inflation or whatever it is stupid at the moment. Normally you only needed I think it was $20,000 deposit or something like that, and that's now 80, and even then you're not guaranteed to get a loan from the bank, a house loan. And I was like, oh, that's ridiculous. No way we're going to get 80 grand saved up. It's going to take us a lot of time to get 20. So yes, I think that's our next big thing, saving up to try and get a deposit. If I can stop Shane from spending money. Mind you, I can't say no, I still spend money as well. But I'm good at curbing spending my money. If I know we can't afford it, we won't have it. Shane still has to have it. It would be alright if I didn't need the house over in the UK. I could have sold that and then I'd have my money for a house over here. Well, for the deposit anyway. I wouldn't have had the full amount for a house. The house over here is ridiculous. Waiting for the big property crash over here, because the prices went up ridiculously through the pandemic, because obviously anyone, because they weren't going anywhere, was saving up the money, and then they were all going out buying houses, and then everyone started coming up from down south because we didn't have any lockdowns and everywhere else was in lockdown for months on end, so they all started moving up here so they could get away from the lockdowns. And then you had silly people offering like a full year's rent in advance in order to get a house, and 2 years rent in advance, which put the rental prices up. So yeah, it just got crazy. So what they reckon it's going to be a big drop in house prices and rentals and stuff like that soon, but then obviously China turned around and said no more online studying. So everyone's coming over, so that's probably going to pump the prices up again. Because everyone will be getting greedy. I'll be like, oh yeah, they're all coming back, we can earn thousands out of these lot. What are we on here? 10 minutes. 40. I think I'm about 50 minutes, I think. 50 minutes to an hour. So I'll do one more strand after this one, and then we'll call it a day for this one, on the hopes that I'm getting another one done later this week. Oh, and I just headbutt the camera. Yep, you can still see where I am. I have to work this out. My hand seems to be getting in the way a lot. I think I've got the camera the wrong way around. birds are hanging around. They're obviously trying to get fed. We've reduced the amount of times we feed them now. They get fed once a day. Normally they used to sit waiting for us when we used to go to work. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, they'd be sat outside waiting to be fed. Well, for some reason they seem to have missed that part now, and they turn up a bit later. So it's normally about 8 o'clock. Well, obviously normally we're not here. So they don't get fed now until we get home from work. But I can hear them all tweeting around outside. They're obviously hoping to get fed. No, it's not happening. Not this time. Shane had to go out and stop the birds fighting yesterday. So the 3 magpies that I said we have, the family, they were fighting with another magpie, and the 3 of them were proper having a go at this other magpie. So I don't know where this other magpie's come from. So Shane went out to stop them from fighting, and Shane stopping them fighting is standing on the veranda looking at them. That was his idea of stopping them fighting. I was like, Shane, you just throw something and make them jump, and that'll stop them. But yeah, we just stood out on the veranda watching them. And it's like, yeah, these 3 are attacking that one there. And I was like, well, throw some at them, stop them from fighting, or shout at them. No, he just stood on the veranda hoping that him just standing there will stop them from attacking. This poor other magpie, he was getting the crap kicked out of him. So in the field next to my landlord, the people there are building a house. They've been there nearly a year now. And first of all, they built a shed, a metal shed, and they were all living in the metal shed. They managed to get aircon into it and stuff like that to keep it cool and warm. Well, they started building it. Before I went away to the UK, they put the slab down, ready for building on. But they've not done anything else since then. And then I come back, and the week we started work, went to work and there was a slab there. We come back and the framework was up. I was like, holy crap, that went up quick. And then they kind of stopped again. And then a little bit more got done. Anyway, they came yesterday, and I'll tell you what, they don't all throw these houses up. Half the walls are up already. It's like, holy crap. I don't know if these are just like the internal walls. I don't know what kind of house they're building, whether it's going to be a brick one or a wooden one. But yeah, they sure threw it up. I'm going to say they're there again today, so I'm guessing by the end of today they'll probably have a roof on. But yeah, they don't half throw them up when they start working on them here. But unlike the UK, the houses that we're all made from 9 out of 10 wood. And then some of them have got brick, but they're only like 1 skin of brick, whereas in the UK they're 2 skins. So it doesn't take them long to throw them up anyway. Over here, in the UK, you're talking a couple of months, sometimes longer, to get a house thrown up. Over here it takes a couple of weeks and it's done. You see it going, and then all of a sudden you see all tradies going in, putting in all electrics and what have you. They don't half hang around. Well, to be fair, to say the building, I'm going to say it's not that far away from where I am. I don't hear any noise from them. So, I don't know what they're sticking it all together with. Because it can't be nails or anything like that, because you don't hear any banging. Must all be tie wrapped. gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be a decent sized house though when it's built. It's only a single story house. It looks like it's gonna be a decent size. It's got a decent sized footprint anyway. You don't really see the people who live there, or who are going to be living there. The people who are living in the shed at the moment, you don't really see them. So I don't know how many people live there. If they've got kids or what, I have no idea. I wonder if Shane's going to phone me today on his break. There's a big break coming up soon at work. He doesn't generally phone me up if I'm off. Well, yesterday he phoned me up about 3 times, I think. I think he must have been bored. So Shane was meant to be going to the doctor's yesterday. He went... Where did he go? He went to his friend's last weekend. And he went swimming in the pool. And he's had earache since then. So he booked an appointment with the doctors to get his ears syringed. Or to get them looked at anyway. And he should have gone there yesterday. But he said his ear was fine yesterday, so he cancelled his appointment. I think it was just... bit of excess water in his ear. Not dried his ears properly. And then he's going, oh, I'll see how it goes. I might go and get them done anyway. It's like, well, if you're going to get them done anyway, why did you cancel your appointment, you idiot? You could have had it done yesterday. So now he doesn't know whether to make another appointment and go and get his ears done or just leave them. So, well, if they're not bothering you, just leave them for now. It's great at making his mind up, Shane, what he wants to do. I found my mum up yesterday as well. So she says, I told you I'm getting an injection, didn't I? I said, you told me you're getting your shingles injection, yes. I said, but you didn't know when. She said, oh, I'm having it done on Monday. And I said, oh, that's good then. So I don't know what time Monday she's having it done. So she should have had it done yesterday. So yeah, so she's getting the one for shingles. Apparently the carers keep asking about me. So I thought I'd just tell them I'm melting because it's too hot. So, might just suppose it's a good time to have off work, especially if it's going to be a heat wave. So by the time I go back to work, it'll be cooling down because we'll be in autumn. So that'll do me. Mind you saying that, you watch I'll go back in autumn and it'll still be red hot. I thought there'd be more colours in this face, but a lot of it seems to be black, and this is 939 I'm stitching with it at the moment. Might suppose it is blackberry, which is purple. I thought there'd be a bit more purple. I'm sure it'll come together eventually. They always do. The thing when you've had to stop your video, you don't know how long they are. I don't want to stop it again to find out how long the other ones are. I know one was 30 minutes. The last one was 10, I think. This one's coming up for 30 minutes. So it's at least an hour and 10, I think. Roughly. So I'm going to finish this strand and then we'll call it a day for this stitch with me. Oh, apparently, with the Tiger of the Heavens one that I finished, I posted it on Instagram, and someone asked if I'd be interested in doing the Siberian Tiger of the Heavens or something like that. So there's another tiger version of it. I went, oh, is there? I did not know that. So now I'm going to have to look to see what that one is. It'd be quite good if there's a accompanying piece. So yeah, I'll have to have a look, see what that one is. I'm paying the money if there is another one. I bet that one's on blue and all. It'll be worse to be on black. It was at one stage it took a bit longer than I expected it to. Especially when I first started, I was flying through it. And then all of a sudden it came to like a grinding halt. It will seem strange not stitching on it no more. I'll say it's all washed. I'll find a frame for it now. And hopefully I can find one of those. Might nip out this weekend. Well, I'm going to be out this weekend anyway, so I might see if I can find a frame. I don't know what kind of frame I want yet. I'm sure when I'll notice when it jumps out and hits me in the face. Like that. Right, that'll do for that bit. Right, that's it then, guys. So we'll call this one it for today. So again, if you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to drop those down below. You can always email me as well. Email address, as always, is dizzystitcher@gmail.com, or I am on Instagram @dizzystitcher, or if you're in my Facebook group, you can message me on there as well. It's coming together. It's a little better through the camera. You can see all these lumps and bumps now. So yeah, again, guys, that's it for this one. So thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. This one was a bit more of a quieter one than normal. So again, guys, until my next video, hopefully another stitch with me later on this week. If not, it'll be my update at the weekend. Take care, stay safe, happy stitching. Till next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.